my YouTube channel, guys. Once again, I really missed you. Oh, niliwamisi sana. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm doing that, but Nisawa, I'm just being extra today. Why can't I just be allowed to be extra? So, as you can see, the topic of today is very sensitive, and I am the one who is coaching us today. The person who is coaching you. Do I spoil or do I encourage myself that I can do this? Let me encourage myself I can do this based on what I have seen, what I have learned from people and everything. Let me just encourage myself with a little bit of encouragement that I can handle this, even if I've not seen marriage, even if I've not seen the one I'm supposed to be with. I can handle this. Okay, so yes, the question is for the day, are you ready for marriage? So this week I was really having an awesome time learning about marriage, and then on the social media platform somebody asked, to be specific, WhatsApp, somebody asked, like, what's your plan B if somebody does not get to marry you? What is your plan B if you don't get married? If you don't get married, like completely nobody asks you out, like, what is your plan B? And you know, people are like, even marriage is not in my plans. Me, I was there like, me, you're not going to rush me. If it's 60 years, I'm going to take those 60 years and get the one and not make mistakes that I've seen people make. You know, people have been together for almost 30 years and they still file for a divorce, and it's really serious and a serious issue, and you get into somebody's life and you become a nightmare to each other, and boom, you're there on the court, mnataka divorce, and finally the divorce happens. And so my question for today is, are you ready for marriage? And so far, have you been investing in yourself so that you can be able to be good for marriage when the time for marriage comes? So it's a both two-way question. Is, am I ready for marriage? And when marriage shows up at my doorstep, am I ready, like, to welcome marriage in my life? And so, welcome. I'm the lady that your mama warned you about. And so, subscribe, share, comment, and do what? Munifuate kwa social media handles. Kwa Instagram, I am called African Light 254 Poet, and Facebook, hey, my famous name, my famous good name. I don't know why I gave myself that name, Astajilolax. And yeah, we can journey into this discovery of us knowing ourselves better and knowing if we are ready for marriage. And in this channel we discuss so many important things. Even if we get sometimes to joke so much and laugh so much about things, we get to learn so much. And I love you guys for supporting my content and liking and doing all that, because I love you guys so much. Okay, straight to the point. Me, I'm just going to give us point to know if we're ready for marriage, and for you to know if you're ready for marriage, what I have learned and what people have made mistakes in and they didn't know about it, and later in the future they come to realize that, yes, this is where I messed, I was not ready for this. And yeah, I just married out of, maybe we had a kid, and so we just had to come settle together for us to be parenthood. Okay, I just want you to know first, if you want, but today I have a notebook because this is a serious issue. Today I have a notebook and a pen, to be specific, for us to understand this thing is serious. So I just want us to know, if you're ready for marriage, marriage won't come to you like an accident. It will not like come, it won't be that's my first point. It is not going to be an accident. Just simply because you have a baby with someone does not mean you have to get married to that person. Because you have a pregnancy for a person does not mean you have to get married to that person. Maybe you are just dating that person, and in that process of dating you got to sleep together and you did what? You got a baby. But you must ask yourself first before you get into marriage, am I marrying this person because of the baby? Because you will be marrying for the wrong intention, or you will be getting married for the wrong intention, because you will not be prepared psychologically for this, and it's something like an accident that has come and has made you just to get married simply because you have a baby together. So that does not mean that simply because you have a baby with a person you have to get married to that person. That's my first point, that is clear. You don't have to settle with a person simply because you have an offspring together. Are we clear? Are we clear on that? Are we clear? Yeah, we are clear, because you'll end up kwa your marriage with the wrong decision. Okay, are you ready for marriage? Are you ready for responsibility? When marriage knocks at your doorstep, it's just telling you, responsibility is here. Can you take care of me, your husband? Can you take care of me, your wife? And so, are you ready? Are you ready to be an husband? Are you ready to be a wife? Do you know right now when you're single or when you're dating, you're just playing the boyfriend and girlfriend thing. But when it comes to marriage, you have to take care of the needs of this husband, of this wife. You have to support the family. You have to clean the home if you're the woman in the African culture that I'm in. You have to sire babies. You have to sire babies. And are you ready for that? Are you ready for babies? Are you ready for responsibility? Are you ready to be responsible for another human being? Are you ready to give peace of mind to this other person? Are you ready for that? That's the second question. If you're ready for marriage, you need to be ready for responsibility, because you have said yes to responsibility, and marriage is a responsibility itself. Okay, are you ready for marriage? Have you self-discovered yourself? Have you gone through the process of self-discovery? The process of self-discovery is whereby you get to discover yourself. You get to discover what you like in a man. You get to discover what you would like to have a marriage be like for you. You get to discuss, where do I want to live? Where do I want to go in terms of studying? Do I want to study abroad after I finish maybe my degree level? Do I have to just get married and I finish school as I continue to have my own family? Do I have to get married or to marry and I don't have a stable business? It's a question of, have I self-discovered myself? Do I know when best I am supposed to be in a marriage? And that means that you have to invest so much time in yourself. You have to ask yourself, am I ready for this thing? Am I ready for responsibility? And am I ready for discovering this other person, and also in the journey discovering myself? Because it's more of unpacking. Every day you are unpacking, you're knowing this person. That person is not your family member or a relative member, and so you have to understand that it's a journey of self-discovering. You're self-discovering yourself in the journey. You get to discover that this person does not like this and you don't like this. So are you ready? Have you discovered yourself? Have you known that this is what I can handle? I can handle a drunk man. I can handle maybe a person who stays late out. I can handle maybe a person who loves to sleep so much. I can handle a person who has a big mouth, who is so mouthy. I can handle a person who is so silent. So you have to ask yourself, who will I be comfortable with? And am I comfortable being there? Are you getting me? It's a serious issue, by the way. It's a serious issue. And so you have to ask yourself that. In that process, you'll get to know if you have discovered yourself, what you like, what you don't like, and what this other person comes to bring on the table. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And you'll be able to know if, yes, this is the person that you're meant to be with. Okay. Are you ready for marriage? Like, serious, are you ready for marriage? Are you ready for commitment? Are you ready for commitment? Like, you growing together with this other person. Every day when, even in friendship, you get to know a person, they continue to evolve. It is an evolving moment whereby this person gets to evolve every day. Maybe this person had a desire for fashion, and so this person, you get him or her, like when you were earlier on dating, he didn't realize that fashion was the biggest thing in his life, and later in the near future when you are together, he gets to realize that this is where I'm supposed to be. Are you ready to embrace him? Are you ready to guide him towards that direction? Are you ready to lead him? Are you ready to be supportive? Are you ready to commit together as you grow? Are you ready to learn and relearn this person every day? Are you ready to do that? Because that is what we call commitment. I'm committed to you even when you fail me. I'm committed to you even when you annoy me sometimes. I'm committed to you, and I won't just wake up a day and say it's over, like I'm filing this divorce case and it's over between me and you. Are you ready to commit? That's when you're ready for marriage. Are you ready to commit when the person is not responsible as you thought? Are you ready to commit? Are you ready to commit in the ups and downs of life, when you lose a child together, when the person does not get the job that they desired and they are fired from their job workplace? Are you ready? Are you ready to commit and say, babe, sit down, just calm down, I'm going to take care of the bills, I'm going to take care of all these things, don't worry, we have lost this kid but you're going to have another kid in the near future? Are you ready to commit? Because commitment says that we are here together and we will work together. I commit to you, you commit to me, and so that's what marriage is all about. So if you're not ready to commit, please Be single and stay at your mama's home, just like I'm doing. Woo! Because are you willing to grow together? Like, see the darker side of your husband or the darker side of your wife and be like, yeah, I signed up for this. Like, I just can't bail out right now. Okay, another thing, when you know how are you ready for marriage, another thing that you can look into is emotional maturity. Are you emotionally mature? Your capability of handling situations is very important. You cannot just be facing a situation and you go silent to this person, like unaamua kumnyamazia. Marriage, you have to learn to speak. You have to learn how to speak your issues. You have to learn the communication language ya mtu mwingine. Maybe akasirika na nyamaza. You have to understand, how does this person communicate? Ana communicate aje? Simply because you can get a person who mwenye akikasirika, he goes, shuts you off, and you have to understand that this is a way that he communicates. Even if he's not communicating, he's communicating something. And so you have to learn about emotional maturity, how you handle this person and how you handle yourself. Because you cannot just be in a story and you're annoyed with a story. No, you cannot just be in a supermarket and this husband of yours or this wife of yours has annoyed you, and you go out there, you start slapping, you start doing your own things simply because that is what you saw your mama do or your father do when you were young. You start mishandling this person based on your own principles or on your own perspectives of what you saw marriage look like from your past. So you have to be emotionally mature and to know that I'm dealing with a human being, a very sensitive human being, and my reaction towards him or her will be able to make him or her be sober or be insane. You get me? You can make a person go mad because of how you treat them. So you have to be emotionally mature. Just learn how to handle people. Even as yet you're single right now, learn how to handle people. Learn how to be sensitive on how you speak, on how you on how just you handle people, because it's very, very emotionally disturbing for you to not be emotional sensitive and for you not to be emotionally mature, to be like throwing words at people, to be like physically you're so much wanting to fight, you're so much wanting to cause chaos, and you don't want to listen to the other person, you don't have an ear. Yes, you have to learn how to listen. That's when you know you are ready, because you must be emotionally mature. You will have babies in your house, and if you cannot have a sober conversation even after you guys not agreeing on something, then it means that your babies are going to have a hell family. You'll just be beating your wife, your husband, and your kids in front of your babies, and you beat them too, and it's going to be bad. Okay, another thing to know that you're ready for marriage is when you feel safe around this person. Does the person you call a hubby that you want to get married to make you feel safe? Does this person make you feel safe, or he just makes you feel scared? Or you're just getting into this because you saw a version of a father figure in him or her? And like just I said earlier, go on to the previous videos and just go back and kuna zenye, I don't know the name of the nini. Oh, healing the inner child. Go back there and learn about healing the inner child, because if you don't heal your inner child, you'll go back to the point of not feeling safe even in a marriage or even in a relationship. You have to heal yourself first so that you can enter into a relationship. So feel safe. You must feel safe. This person must give you a sense of safety. You must be able to speak to this person about all your fears. If you're not able to tell your then or boyfriend or girlfriend that this is what I'm going through, then it is not the high time for you to get into a marriage with that person, because you don't feel safe. You don't feel like you can be able to speak to this person about all your issues. So you must be able to speak to this person about all your issues, your fears, your struggles, and everything. And this person must provide a safe space. This person must not judge you by what you tell him or her. This person must be willing to hear, must be willing to ensure that you're safe, protect you from harmful people, from harmful family members, and encourage you that you're safe around me. You get me, like you're safe around me, something of the sort. Another thing, are you ready for marriage? It's more of, are you ready to communicate? Are you ready to communicate to me? Because sometimes we go through a lot in relationships and you're like, I'm shutting you off for this 1 week and I'm not going to speak to you until you realize you have wronged me. So that's not how it works for marriage. You must communicate. And even as I'm saying this to you guys, I'm also learning. These are things I'm learning, and I thank God because I'm learning this at an early stage, and I would be able to get into marriage having not known all these things. Mnanielewa in in Kiswahili means, you get me. Okay, so communication skills. You must be able to communicate when this person offends you. Communicate when you feel that this person is not giving you the right sexual desires that you want. Yeah, communicate. Tell him that you need to upgrade on this level. You need to upgrade on hygiene. You need to upgrade on the sector. Kama ni luku hajapiga, if it's the looks, you need to tell him or her that you need to up your game. You need to look physically stronger. You need to go to gym. You need to do this so that we can get here and here and here. Like, kuwa open. Tell this person, this is what I want. You know, you cannot just be out there admiring other people and you don't tell your husband or your wife that this is what I would love to get in a marriage, and you're not giving me that. And so when you're ready for marriage, you'll know, because you'll be able to communicate to your husband or wife, this is what I want us to go deeper, I want us to get married, I want us to have kids, I want us to journey in this venture, do this business, blah blah blah, and the endless stories that you guys give. Yeah. Okay, are you ready for marriage? Are you ready to work on yourself? Because marriage is a call for you working on yourself. Like I said earlier on, you have to work on yourself even before you get into marriage. Even when you are in the dating process, you must like have worked on yourself for you to be able to make it work. And so, like, are you ready to work on yourself? Because there are some things you cannot learn when you don't have another person. There are some things you can't, when you're single. Yes, you will learn so much about yourself, but it is a one-sided part. Like, see yote, it is not the whole of it. So you're like learning yourself, you know. But when you have another person, you get to see a reflection of yourself. I don't know how to say that, but you will see the difference that you guys have, and you'll be able to know that this person is different from me, and this and this, and this other person can be able to highlight to you that this is where you're going wrong, that I don't like this about you, you need to change this and this and this and this. And so you don't have to be comfortable with what you already know about yourself. That's where all people fail when they get into marriage. Just being comfortable. Like, you're not being able to hear from the other person. You don't want to hear from the other person. You're like, you know it all. You know so much about yourself and blah, blah, blah. And you're not... you don't want to hear anything from the other person when you're being corrected. So have an humble spirit. Allow yourself to be corrected by your partner. Allow yourself to work on yourself, because it's work. Marriage is work. You get to work on yourself, guys. When this person says that, by the way, I don't like what you've been doing, and can you improve on this sector? Just improve. Wacha maneno mingi, just improve on that sector, and it's going to be an awesome experience. So guys, you can apply even that into dating. When you're dating, you can share some tips with your whatever girlfriend or boyfriend, that this is what I want you to change, and if you don't, I'm leaving. Or if you don't, I don't know. But I feel in the stage of dating, it's more of you like explaining and expressing yourself to the other person. But in marriage, it's a point that this person knows that I cannot tolerate this. And so when you get into marriage, it's another big thing, because you've already told this person, I don't like this and this and this and this and this, and maybe they were pretending. And so you get in there and whoosh, you get the opposite version of it. So you have to be careful. Like, test the patience of this person. Test it before you say yes I do, for better for worse. Okay, are you ready for marriage? Are you ready for better and for the worse? It's more of saying that I'm ready for it all and I don't care. Like, I'm in this, like, it's like you're a sheep, you're being taken to a hole. It's a dark hole, a dark pit, and you're like, yes I do. And where you guys are going, it's just like a hole, and what you do there will determine whether you're going to stay there together, or you're just going, one of you is going to be like me, I'm opting out. And so the survival power for you guys to survive, you must be able to know that that's a commitment you have made, and you have to be careful when you're making that decision. And that goes back when you make that decision. Make that decision when you're sober, when you don't get to be pressured by people or by the society. The society forces people, ati my friend has already gotten married, and so what about me? I'm getting late for marriage. I'm getting late for marriage. And so, like, you get to be pressured, and so you get this fight. unakimbia, you're rushing to get into this thing, and you're not in a sober state for you to make a decision, and you make it, and then you get inside there and you're screaming on the social media platforms, you're telling us your problems. Man, you can just settle and, you know, just take it slow. Me, I don't want this generation to suffer from what I'm seeing currently. Like, take it slow. Okay, your survival power, you can think about that. Are you ready to survive? To survive, are you ready? What do you guys say? Are you ready to survive? For better, for worse. Like, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. So be it. Or whatever religion that you are in. Okay, I think you're ready. And for the last version is, just learn each other's future plan. Learn each other's future plan. You cannot just get a person over there and you guys, you're different, and you are working in different paths. You don't have a common end goal in your life. You don't have a point that you can resonate together. You can say that this is where we are heading, and I'll support you and you'll support me also. You have to have a common end goal. Before you get married, ask your partner, are you ready for kids? Are you willing to have kids? How many kids do you want to have? And at what time can we have a second born? At what time can I get this and this and this and this? At what time? Ask these questions. When you're ready for marriage, you ask these questions. Ask for these questions, because you cannot just not have common goals and be like expecting that you're going to be surviving, you're going to have anniversary at 50 years. So you have to learn and relearn as now. The time is now for you to know if you're ready for marriage. It's not tomorrow, it's now. Are you ready for marriage? So it all starts from you, and you yourself. You have to declare that, yes, I'm ready for the other person to come, and then you'll be able to tell the other person, yes, now I'm ready, we can do this, and we can become a family. I believe family, and I don't say I believe, I know family is just something beautiful, and it's something that we are here for that. You came into this world because of family, or maybe not. It happened that somebody alifanya makosa akapata pregnancy somewhere, and it's just a lot, and so for you to avoid that, you have to be careful on the decisions that you make. And so that's the end of our today's episode. It's been so serious, like I don't know even how it has imekimbia, but it's okay, it's well. I love you guys. Subscribe, share, comment, and also listen to my other YouTube videos, and let us learn together. Remember, this is the channel of the most confident people around the world. Do you know why? Because we get to discuss these things. Mimi, I didn't want a YouTube channel that was just like, I'm going just to discuss the normal things. I just wanted to come up with something that we can feel at home, and things we can discuss that will be helpful to our future generation and us. Thank you so much. Nawapenda sana. Cheers, have a lovely night. And Nairobi is so cold, by the way. It's so cold here in Nairobi, and I wish you all the best. Stay warm. If you're not married, stay warm. And I love you guys. Cheers, bye.